can be quite ingenious creatures, those humans. Sometimes they figure out clever ways to use ordinary devices, like a hairdryer. Of course it can be used to dry hair, but it can also be used to dry a wet spot on clothes. And a hairdryer can even be used to remove a sticky price label. Now, suppose you buy yourself a new cup that has a terribly sticky sticker that just seems impossible to peel off. Well, try warming it up with a hairdryer. The glue will dry up a bit and the label will come off easier. There's no doubt that a hairdryer can be very useful in any household. But you need to be extremely careful with it, especially in the bathroom. If water gets inside a hairdryer, there's a real risk of getting a horrible electrical shock that can seriously hurt you and destroy the hairdryer as well.
I can't tell you how great it was to fly inside a stream of air.
Good for you. Now I'll sound like a Fixie.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Watch me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Just look. I'll breathe in one breath of helium.
Isn't it bad for you?
You can only breathe a little.
Hey, hi there. Oh, Tom Thomas became a Fixie. And that's my trick for you. Funny, huh? Oh, that's too funny! What a squeaky little voice you got there!
See, I'm already not a Fixie. The helium stops working after just a couple seconds.
That's good! Because such a humongous Fixie couldn't fit inside any machine.
The compass.
Pipe all hands on the deck! Aye, mateys! Shimmer me timbers!
Simka and Nolik, what you doing here?
We're not Simka and Nolik. We're courageous pirates. Yeah, pirates! And today we leave home for the sea. Are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Hooray! You mean no? No hooray? Oh, yeah! You can't join us without a test. Go and find a special thing. Something no sailor should ever sail the sea without.
I can do it. But how?
With a map. And it's over there.
I've never seen a map that's this puny.
What are you talking about, puny? That took us a half hour to make.
From where you're standing now. Uh-huh. From here, you mean?
You guessed it right.
First head to the north until you will find... Hold on. But where's the north?
It's where the North Pole. Ice and polar bears are.
But how do I know which direction the North Pole is?
By compass, of course. A compass is a special tool that helps sailors and pilots know in which direction they're traveling, whether in the air or on the sea. Our planet is like a big magnet that has two poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. These magnetic poles help the needle in the compass find its way. The needle is magnetized, so one of its ends will be attracted to the north magnetic pole and point at it, while the other end will always point towards the south.
That I know, but there's no compass around here.
Then let's make one, by ourselves.
Out of what?
We can use a needle. We just have to magnetize it.
And how's it supposed to turn around?
In a saucer of water. Now one end is pointing in the direction of north and the other to the south.
But which points where? Well, there's the window, so that can't be the right way. Then north is there.
I'm really liking this sharp little fella we've got here.
You calling me a little fella?
No, it's just the way us pirates talk.
All right then, north we go. First head to the north until you see a sleeping monster.
Mateys ahoy! Monster on the horizon!
Let him do it himself.
Now turn to the left and go 300 paces more. 300?
Exactly. I counted on myself.
Uh-huh. Okay, then that means I'll go 1, 2, 3. Now straight ahead until you get right up to the giant tree. You call that a tree? Wow, amazing! I can't believe my eyes. It's a real ship compass.
It's also called a marine compass.
The first compass was invented more than 1,000 years ago in ancient China. With its help, the Chinese were able to travel across the desert. And about 200 years later, the compass appeared in Europe. Whether the Europeans came up with the idea for the compass themselves or took it from the Chinese isn't clear. But one thing's for sure, we Fixies remember how those early compasses were built. The first compasses were made with a magnetized needle on top of a floater inside a bowl of water. Later, the needle was put on top of a pin that let it spin freely, and it started to look like the ones we use today. Since the needle of a compass always points to the north, a sailor can easily figure out which direction he needs to turn his ship. If he wants to go north, he follows the needle north. If he wants to go south, he goes in the opposite direction.
Your dad brought it home with him late last night from his work. You were asleep.
Hold on. I want to check something.
What's up?
Yeah, they line up together.
Of course they line up.
If not, how else would you have gotten here?
We're done with the needle. It